Hey everyone, welcome back to Quickies. This is the podcast where we talk about dumb shit you probably don't even care about but are listening in anyways. We've got a ton of great people here. Why they let me do this intro, I don't know. We got Mr. Cozy Goiter, we've got Daniel Loba, and Dylan, I have no idea what your last name
That's
is.
okay.
Why did we make him do the other two intros? That was way better.
I don't know. You can go back and re-record them if you want.
No, it's okay. That was really good.
Okay.
Today we have a topic. Every Friday when we release these episodes, it's always like a little bit of a game. Since we have Daniel and Elijah here, we're doing this thing called Overrated or Underrated, where I'm going to give a band. I've got a list of bands, mostly bands that we enjoy or knowingly don't enjoy. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about overrated and underrated. So the first one, I think this is a given, Led Zeppelin. I'll let you guys answer, and then I'll give my opinion. Whoever wants to go. It doesn't have to be in order, or you look like you want to say something.
Let him rip.
Let him go.
I maybe know one Led Zeppelin song. I'm such a bad person when it comes to music. I don't understand.
Dude,
I shouldn't be in this
Stairway to Heaven.
I know that one. That's the song that I'm talking about.
Cashmere.
So probably underrated, because like Stairway to Heaven's pretty sick. I like that song.
Okay. Good answer.
They made only one song.
That is a hot take.
It's very weird because like I just like the past month I've started to dive into Led Zeppelin a little bit, and like I knew like the Immigrant Song, Kashmir, Stairway to Heaven, like I knew the hits, but like I'm starting to get into the deep cuts.
Yeah,
like the Ocean, the live Madison Square Garden '74. I'm like, okay, that's kind of sick, dude. Like that's pretty sweet. So I gotta say. I don't think they're underrated or overrated.
I feel like you can give a say properly rated.
Yeah,
I think there is a middle.
Yeah, I would also give it that properly rated. Like of course I just know the hits.
I used to think they were overrated, but now it's kind of like I've matured. I'm like, okay, they're
pretty good. They're a good band. Yeah.
So you're saying properly rated as well?
Yes. Proper. Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm interested to hear what you say.
This is not going to be good, is it?
Looks like you're going to be the loser tonight.
This is not going to be good. I definitely am saying overrated. However, they I respect them. It's funny. I think this band is also on here. It's kind of like they're kind of like the Beatles for me. But also the Beatles, I don't really care for. But and we'll get there, and I'll explain why. But Zeppelin, I went through a phase too. It was really late, like compared to some of these other bands that I listened to. My thing is that I feel like a lot of the bands that I listen to became a band because of them. So that's where I give them props. It's not necessarily the band. I think it's the radio stations and some of the other stuff that just have killed like some of the songs that it just overplayed. And I'm just like, okay, I get it. And then like if I talk to someone that likes Led Zeppelin, they name... It's like the whole Nirvana thing. Like they name it Smells Like Teen Spirit.
The only people that wear Zeppelin shirts are the people who just saw it at a t-shirt.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. That's the thing that bothers me.
I will say though, the only thing that's overrated about Led Zeppelin is Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page is overrated. I think he's overrated. You listen to some of his live stuff, and it's just a slop. It's a slop house. It's a slop house, man.
I don't think you're gonna make it out of here with that.
I don't care, dude. He is sloppy.
This is his last
when
day.
When it comes to studio work, he's very good. As far as creatively, I know he created a lot of riffs with that band. Very, very good. Obviously, one of the top guitar players in that essence. But in terms of like actual playability and playing live, slop house. Fucking sloppy shit.
I will honestly say I kind of agree. I've seen enough live stuff where
he's very ramble on playing it live.
Well, there's also drunk as shit when they were playing that.
Still
I know. So was a lot of other people. So I guess it's
I am realizing I might not know Stairway to Heaven. I was thinking of Highway to Hell, which is AC/DC. So there's a chance.
All right, everyone cancel
AC/DC, Led Zeppelin. Isn't that the same band?
The problem is that I don't know how well people rate them already, so I can't say the properly rated.
You're
so
just
we're sticking with
neutral.
underrated. We're sticking with underrated.
Okay, all right.
People
All
should
right.
talk about them more.
What's our next band?
Metallica.
Oh man, this is a good one.
They're a great
It's
band.
very fitting considering my shirt that I'm wearing with
Millennium
it being
Falcon.
a Millennium Falcon. I think I'll take this one for this one. I was didn't give a shit about them. I thought a lot of their songs were just dragged on and just and like some of that's good. Like I know some of their older stuff's like that, but believe it or not, when they came to Fortnite Festival. They kind of, it's weird. Like I liked some of Metallica stuff, but I didn't have like a greater appreciation for it. Now I get it. Lars still sucks as a drummer, and he's not the greatest dude. But like James, Kirk, like those guys, they write some good shit. And the deep cuts, even the stuff that people say they sell out for with the Black Album and stuff like that. Like it's good stuff, but you know, it's I guess same argument. It's overplayed, like some of the Zeppelin stuff. But I would say for them, I would put them in a proper, just they're properly rated. I can see both sides of the edge, especially if you're looking at some of their early stuff being underrated, but I would say they're mostly properly rated.
All it took was Fortnite for you to get there.
Yeah, realistically it did. I don't know what clicked. It's just I started playing, which was dumb because they had Guitar Hero Metallica, but I just never really played that one. So, but
I can't remember who introduced me to Metallica when I was. Oh, was it you? Okay, he introduced me to Metallica.
Who else would it have been?
I don't know. I had an uncle that was super into Metallica. I wasn't sure if it was from my mom's side or my dad's. I don't know where it came from, but apparently it was him. Yeah, I of course love the Black Album the most, and I might sound like a strong poser for that. But most of the stuff on the Black Album I dig, you know, like even the deep cuts. Album. Like My Friend of Misery, for example. Like nobody really listens to that one.
I like that one.
That was
that's
a really
good song.
One.
Yeah. I guess that's fair. Yeah, that one is kind of.
So I think they're properly rated. Maybe a little overrated because their newer stuff is not nearly as good as some of their older stuff.
I was talking about. I fucking love Lux Eterna. I love that song. I don't know what
I
it
really
is.
dig like as recently their song 72 Seasons.
72 Seasons, okay.
I kind of dig that one.
I liked
interesting.
What was off the Hardwire Self Destruct? I don't remember. They did it for the Grammys with Lady Gaga. I can never remember. Moth and the Flame. I like that one too. But all right. Well, I already know your answer. So.
Oh, overrated. I would say now this is coming from a guy that like grew up with Metallica because like my first band was Iron Maiden, and then I went into Metallica phase. Okay, now if you want to talk about anything from Reload back, phenomenal. I love that. I will say I love Load and Reload. I think in terms of like music wise, it's very different. Obviously, it's not.
They kind of experimented more.
But like I was actually listening to it last night with Chris and Brian. I'm like, stuff's actually really good. Like you really listen to it, it's good.
I mean, I would argue that Fuel's the greatest song ever written.
Anything past that though,
really
like
good.
From Saint Anger up, there's a couple, like one or two.
Well, you
songs
don't like
Saint
Saint
Anger.
Anger's snare drum?
You mean the garbage can, the beer keg?
I did dig it for a little bit. I was kind of like, I kind of rock with this.
Okay, but your snare sound earlier because we had it turned up so loud. That's the only thing I was thinking was the Saint Anger snare.
I will. So my favorite album from Metallica is "And Justice for All." Heaviest album they got. I love that album. Now compared to 72 Seasons, like there anything like this newer stuff, man, like going back to what you said, the just chugging, that's all I get from these newer albums.
I get that.
And the new like anything like I had not listened to 72 Seasons all the way through. Like,
I've only listened to 72 Seasons as it's
I can't find the faith in me to just listen to it because I just get bored with it. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
I try to force myself to listen to the album all the way through because I know I'll have a greater appreciation for it.
I can't do it. I'm just kind of like, you know what? Because they did kind of sell out a little bit.
Oh
with a lot of their stuff. But like anything like Reload and back properly rated. But as far as anything newer than Reload, don't really give a crap.
Understandable. All right, so overrated.
I like Master of Puppets. That's the main reason I bought a ukulele. Was I wanted to learn Master of Puppets.
That
would be
ukulele.
insane, right? Think about it. That would be insane.
That is insane.
I literally said that last episode. I was like, Master of Puppets right now.
Overrated though. And crazy reason why was Fortnite Festival. I hated it.
Fortnite
I
what?
thought you were going to say porn.
I hated that they joined Fortnite Festival. It made me so mad. Because every time I was playing, there would be somebody using the stupid emote, and I got so tired of it.
Give me fuel, give me fire.
I don't want to hear Metallica when
it was me. I was the one that was doing that.
when I'm playing as like a sock monkey, I don't want to hear Metallica. Ooh, it takes me out from the game.
Gay.
And that stupid guitar thing that you could ride on in Fortnite was garbage.
The what?
The guitar?
Oh yeah.
That was bad.
I don't think you played. They had the lightning guitar that you could pick up and you could fly across the map with it.
Really?
Yeah. It was cool, but like it was kind of dumb.
As a band, they're fine. but Fortnite ruined it for me, so I'm not.
They should have added the
alright.
Go to
bells.
one of their shows. I will say though,
Yeah.
we were talking about that during band weekend. We pulled up some footage of their shows right now,
Yeah.
and they got this big fucking circle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
they
pretty
just-
cool.
It's pretty cool. With
It's
the way
one of
they
the
do
cooler
things.
stages
It's pretty
that-
cool, especially when they play their older stuff. It's great.
Yeah.
And then Lars has like the banana kit.
Yeah,
It's just
he has
straight
4 of
yellow.
those kits, by the way. 4 of
Yeah.
those kits on stage.
Really? I did
There's
not-
4 kits. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
All right, next man.
Van Halen.
Oh, let's go!
I think it's fitting.
Best band in the world.
Coming from you, yeah.
I think we'll let you go first because this one will probably
There you
take
go.
the
I don't need to say
longest.
much. I mean, best band in the world. You got an icon in Eddie Van Halen.
Your brother.
David Lee Roth. Yeah. David Lee Roth, best front man of all time.
Ooh, I don't know about
Uh,
that.
I will say so. Who you gonna say? Paul Stanley?
Fuck yeah,
Gene
dude.
Simmons? No, hell no.
Gene Simmons wasn't a
Get
front
them
man.
out of here.
I will tell you what, you pin up Paul Stanley compared to Diamond fucking Dave. First of all, Paul Stanley can sing. Second of all,
Dave didn't need to sing. That's his thing. He
but,
didn't
but
really
he
have
also
to sing.
played really good guitar at the same time and did all the
Did
fucking
Paul Stanley have a system for girls? Did you hear about this?
No.
David Lee Roth had a grid system.
Oh boy.
Okay. Basically, what he
A
I don't
graph?
know if you've heard of this. I'm surprised if you haven't. I'm surprised.
heard of it.
Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Basically, he had a grid system. Okay. So he'd take his roadies and be like, hey, he'd give them passes, backstage passes,
Oh,
and
I
he'd say
remember
like,
this.
if he's out there singing and he sees a cute girl in like 4 rows back, he'd go while Eddie's doing a solo, run to the side of the stage, go to roadie, section 5 G7 or something like that. He would yell out a grid number. The roadie would go, he'd be like, blonde, G5. They'd go run out into the crowd, find
Wow.
the girl, give her a backstage pass, and that's
Yeah.
how he'd pick up his women.
Through a walkie-talkie. Too.
I mean, they might have. I have no idea.
I doubt it.
Well, see, they
Paul
didn't.
Stanley
They
was
didn't have
just-
to have a grid system because they were just having everyone fly up to them anyways.
Paul
of
Stanley had a
dudes.
cool guitar.
That's true. We're not talking
Okay,
about.
whoa. Before we talk about cool guitars, you're talking about Van Halen here.
Oh, I'm not saying Paul's is better than. There's no way.
I don't know what the guitar looks like. We'll,
Oh,
we'll
that's
get to that
okay.
later.
Yeah, this isn't about Kiss. Anyways, but you were saying.
Oh, yeah. Back to Van Halen being the best band of all time, right? Am I right about that, Cozy?
You're
No, you know I'm right. It's okay.
You're asking
He's
the wrong
a little
person.
nervous right now.
You're just gonna discredit Take One Guess not being the best band ever. Like,
I will die on that hill. Van Halen is
Fine.
the top band of all time.
Have you heard Mayday Parade?
No. What is that?
You're 30 Seconds to Mars, dude.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Especially anything
Jared
after the
Leto,
first 2
man.
albums.
oh boy.
Okay, well, you're done. What about you?
I need somebody to
Think
tell
about
me a
okay.
Van
Think
Halen
about
song.
when. Remember.
I don't.
Do you remember his
Opera
birthday
teacher.
party? Remember his
Opera
Panama.
teacher's pretty
Remember his
sick.
birthday party and my brother
Yeah.
came over?
Okay,
That's what we were ripping was Van Halen.
I barely remember his birthday.
Yeah, I
party.
was gonna say you're asking the guy who was
Yeah.
drunk.
I didn't think he was drunk yet.
I was drunk almost that entire time.
Yeah, he went through a whole bottle of vodka.
Oh.
Yeah, and you were on the ground, slouching
Opera
around.
teacher.
You were excited when we were done
Panama.
playing. You're like, dude, that was the best thing I fucking heard.
Ain't talking about love. You looking up songs
Yeah.
right now?
They're running
They're
with the
trending on
devil.
TikTok, by
running
the
with
way,
the
right
devil.
now.
Oh, yeah,
is
running with the
pretty
devil.
good.
Yeah.
You know what? I like these guys. I'll say properly rated.
Okay.
I think
I'll-
people like
yeah.
the Van Halen people.
Oh yeah, you never actually said yours. You just said best band in the world.
That's all enough said.
Very over. I'm kidding.
I think that
Yeah, I think they're properly rated. They're considered an '80s band. You know, I still think they're really good. I like a lot of their songs.
That's all you're gonna give me.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
because we got a bunch of bands to chuck through, don't we?
I mean, yeah, I'm probably gonna do one or two
One
more.
more. Okay.
Well, he's really not gonna like me. I, for the record, love Van Halen. Absolutely love Van Halen. I play his model guitars. I play through the 5150. But I will say they're slightly overrated.
what?
Just slight.
No
Just,
way.
Just slightly.
No way, bro. How
But
did
it's
you do
not.
this to me?
It's not for the reason why you think.
Not enough people know about him.
Van fucking Halen.
Dude, how many people in our generation know who Van Halen is?
I'd say, quite frankly,
Well, us. Yeah.
good amount of people in my generation.
I would say a lot of people know of them and would recognize like Jump or
But I'm saying like actively listen to them.
I think you'd be surprised
Really?
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
maybe it's just because of
You
the
are
people.
like 50 years older than me.
Whoa! There's only like 3-year difference tops.
Yeah, at least it ain't like almost a 7-year difference, you know?
The reason I say overrated is because, and again, it's very slight. I mean, truthfully, I probably could just say properly rated, but I think they kind of fall in the same pit of the Led Zeppelin type. Is the radio just fucking killed some of the songs for me personally, because I will listen to them nonstop, but like I rather jump off the Golden State Bridge than hear Jump again. I'm being honest. Like, or Golden State Bridge, Golden Gate Bridge,
Golden
the
Gate.
same thing.
Well, hey, that's why they wrote the song "Jump."
I get up.
So, hey, you can't say that now because you're doing exactly what the song was written for.
That's true.
They say I get up.
I guess
Yeah.
I'm gonna we'll have to take quickies to California. Apparently, but I love them. They're always in my rotation of music. So call me a hypocrite.
Hypocrite.
But I think just slightly overrated. Just slightly.
Yeah.
Is this a guitar?
Yes.
Yes.
Frank.
Okay,
That's
not bad.
Eddie Van Halen.
That's the guitar I spent $2,000 on, by the way, that I
Yep.
never learned how to play.
And it's
That's
not
pretty
Gen
cool.
Z you have to worry about not listening to Van Halen. It's Gen
isn't
Alpha
bad.
and below. Like,
That's true. I think a lot of Gen Z.
we got to keep our kids entertained with the good music, not this garbage out there.
So like Crazy Fog.
Yeah.
We're gonna
whatever.
do 2 more,
2 more.
and I want to do Kiss.
Okay.
Considering we just talked about it. I will go first for obvious reasons. And this is where I'm going to say, even as a Kiss fan, I can't really give an answer because I think in some instances, hold on, Big E, hold on, hold on. And I'll explain why. I think they're properly rated in some cases. I think they're hell as overrated in other cases. In other cases, they're underrated. And that's kind of how I feel about Van Halen too. It's that they're all of the above, which is a cop-out answer. But the reason I feel that way, being Kiss being my biggest band, biggest background, shout out to my late father, who apparently put the devil in me and wanted me to just listen to Kiss.
No. He put God in you because God gave
rock and roll to you.
Yeah.
Good one. And running with the devil. Yeah, see? God. I'm just kidding.
There's a good contrast we got going on
For
here.
me with Kiss, in the aspect of overrated, I can't stand some of the stuff that they would play live. Like they had so much. They have so many better songs. Even like obviously deep cuts, but even just hits that they had. And I never understood why they played these shit ass songs. And so like in that sense, they're overrated in that aspect of not knowing, I think, their crowd all the time. And some of their biggest hits, like "I Was Made for Loving You," again, Golden Gate Bridge, Jump, same thing. Same thing with Rock and Roll All Night. Great party anthem. It's the same thing with Jump and some of the Zeppelin stuff. It's just overrated. Properly rated where they stood on the test of time for 50 years. And I think a lot of people gave them a lot of shit. And like they talk all this bad crap about it. I'm like, what other name? There's only a plethora of bands that have lasted that toured for 50 years. Like I could probably only name a couple off the top of my head. Obviously the Rolling Stones, because Mick Jagger and Keith Richards are apparently never going to die.
No, he'll outlive all of us.
Well, I will say though, I want to make the argument. If the songs are overplayed on the radio, doesn't that mean that like the songs are so good that they're going to be overplayed?
And I do agree with that on that sentiment, but some of them aren't.
Okay.
So
fair.
like Rock All Night, great song. That's a surefire party rock anthem. I Was Made for Loving You. No.
It's good the first like 4 times. And it's kinda like,
Yeah, and here's the thing: like, I'll go to the show and I'll sing along with it because, like, it's a good song. But at the same time, I'm like, they wrote so many other better songs that should have been way more popular. But when that song came out, it makes sense. It was '79. It was the disco era. I get it. Underrated, I would say, in the fact of they have a lot of songs that don't get the credit that they deserve. And a lot of deep cuts, a lot of stuff they never played live.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, they are all of the above. And as a massive egotistical fan about them, I can say that. Daniel. Anyways, how about you, Elijah?
I think you pretty much hit the hammer on the head with how I feel about them, but I think they're probably just right in the same group as Van Halen to me. They're like properly rated for me, Like they're just right there.
Don't worry, I'll poison your mind more with them. There's a lot of other.
You
good
poisoned my
stuff.
mind with Def Leppard, so
That's true.
Yeah.
Which I guess I could have picked that band too. But shout out to also the worst Kiss song ever, "Lick It Up." And I Love It Loud. Anyways.
Massively over. No,
I was gonna say, we will throw hands.
No, I think for what they did, especially coming onto the scene with how big they blew up. I mean, honestly, I think their merchandise made more money than their music.
Well, that
Yeah.
and
the lunch boxes, the napkins,
Gene
drink
Simmons
cups,
was
the
a genius
freaking pillow cases. They name anything. There's probably a Kiss logo on it.
dude, there's a Kiss coffin.
Like
Dimebag Darrell
Dimebag
was
and Vinny,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like I give them so much credit for that aspect. Now I haven't listened to too much Kiss. Like I've
Again,
listened to
poison your mind. Well, I got you.
I've listened to a thing here or there. I always feel like with Kiss songs though, is pay attention to this. It kind of goes, the build up kind of goes, and then halfway through the song it dies.
There
down
is
for
some
me.
songs that are like that.
And it's just
I
kinda
Love It
like-
Loud, for example.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, there's not that. It's the same thing with Guns N' Roses for me. Like a lot of their songs, kind
Yeah,
of like
I could see
build up, and it sounds great, and then you get to the main verse.
I think a
drops
lot of
down.
that's Axl's fault, though, too. Most of it.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think that's a fair summation, especially for someone yourself that hasn't really listened to them, obviously, as much as I have.
Yeah.
Like, there is some stuff that just doesn't hit the mark, like, should hit the next threshold, and it just doesn't. And
I would say like Kiss back then, I give them as much credit as they deserve for back in the 70s and early 80s. But as far as like the past 20, 30 years, I mean, they've been kind of really, well, not kind, they've been overrated, I think.
That's where I kind of am, too. Like, I'm glad.
They
I'm
haven't
one of
really
the
done anything in the past 30 years.
They released a couple albums over that time.
Anything as good as their older stuff?
I personally, I would argue.
I know this is biased coming from you,
It's
but-
a little biased, but because there's some toxic Kiss fans, just like there are Star Wars fans that are like
Yeah.
purists, like, oh, Face and Peter aren't in the band, it's dog shit. And I'm like, no, shut up.
Yeah.
Like Eric Carr, Bruce Kulick, great musicians. They kept Kiss relevant in the 80s into the 90s, and Eric Singer after Eric Carr passed away. Like, and then the original group came back, and then Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer kept them alive for this next generation. Like, and people don't like that because they put on Peter and Ace's makeup, which I get, but it was more of a brand recognition thing.
I mean,
and people are still gonna be like, "Ooh," about it, but but they set the standard for a stage show. All the pyrotechnics,
It's
and all
more
that
of a
shit.
show. It's more
Yeah.
the shows are more of a light show and theatrical show more than the music, I would say.
No, especially early on, that's what got them. And then obviously the music got a lot better. I mean, not that a lot of their stuff wasn't bad, but yeah, I mean, like any of the pyrotechnics shit that you see at any show nowadays, it was because of them.
Yeah.
Anyways, we've talked a lot. How about you?
You know who
I
Kiss is?
have listened to a lot of Kiss. I've listened to maybe too much Kiss because I've known
gonna say all
Cozy
the
for too
torment.
long.
He's known me a
I've
long
known
time.
Cozy for
so-
too long. I like Beth. and Paul once told me in a concert that we were friends. So we have
think
that
Paul
close
remembers.
connection, you know?
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
What happened?
He said we were all friends.
No, he was talking to. This was at the Nutter Center at Wright State.
He said we were friends.
I have video of it somewhere where he's like, "We're all friends here tonight, right now." And he looked at me. He goes, "I'm friends with Paul."
You better send him a video.
friends
Like, what
with
the
Paul.
fuck, man? I thought we were
Where's
friends.
my-
I'm friends with
where's my
Paul.
link?
We haven't talked since then, but we're friends.
It's 2016, so it's been a long time.
Where's my messages, man? You're supposed to be talking to me.
Just
They
DM him on
have
Twitter.
an amazing stage presence.
Yeah.
I think they're overrated. I like the theatrics and everything. I don't like the music. But it's
fair.
a personal thing.
That's fair.
I don't like the music.
I would say
think they're
slightly overrated.
Okay.
It's their music isn't for everyone, and I get that. But it's the people that trash them and say they're the worst thing ever. I'm like, dude, they've got gold, diamond,
No,
platinum
I think they're
records
important.
for
They're definitely important
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
it
history
is.
of rock and roll.
No,
I
absolutely.
think
It would be different if
good-
they were not part of it.
Yeah.
I think the good musicians, not like the best, but the
Oh, yeah. I
good
know.
musicians with amazing stage presence.
Yep.
That's like the appeal.
Gene Simmons
The
doing his
concert was
own
incredibly
thing,
fun that we went to. The concert
yeah.
was fun. I don't like them much, but
That's the thing I told people, and I know this episode's very long, but that's the thing I told people is, like, I don't care if you don't really like them or like the music, you have to go see them play.
Yeah.
Like that, even up until they ended, I was actually at the last show in 2023 or 2020.
Yeah,
No, it was
somewhere around
2023.
there.
It was 2023. Yeah.
Okay.
you have to see them live once. Like I've dragged a couple ex-girlfriends to their shows. I've dragged some people I'm not even friends with or didn't know very long to their shows. I'm like, you just got to see them play.
Even to the cover band.
Like there's a couple Kiss tribute bands that are really, really good, and like that's the closest thing too. Like there's a Kiss tribute band called Mr. Speed. Like next time they come around here, you guys are gone because it's the closest thing that
I painted my face too. That was
you
fun.
did. Yeah.
It's okay. He'll really be your friend this time.
I painted my face. I like Ace Frehley. He's not there anymore, but I like Ace Frehley, and he made me fall in love with the Les Paul. I love that guitar.
Yeah,
That's a
his
good one.
iconic sunburst is.
It's such a nice looking guitar.
You see him now? See what he does now?
Didn't you know he taught Eddie Van Halen? Did you know this?
No, I'm sure.
He taught Eddie Van
probably
Halen how to tap.
Probably did, yeah.
Anyways, I was gonna I'll do one other band. We're all just gonna say overrated, underrated, and I'm only gonna do it because Big E's here. Pink Floyd. Overrated.
Overrated.
Thank you.
Overrated.
I haven't listened to too much Pink Floyd.
You don't have to.
You couldn't tell the
just 'cause
difference
it's your
between
dad,
Silence
you
and Pink Floyd.
Oh, shots fired! All right,
The dark side of the moon,
my
more like
dad's ready
bad
to
side
swear
of
up
the moon.
over there. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like
funny, dude.
I
I
don't know
don't
a
think their
single Pink
music is
Floyd song.
overrated as much as their fan base is overrated. People will say they're a Pink Floyd fan, and again, it's like the Nirvana thing. They can't really name
that is true.
any other song other than like "Wish You Were Here." It's like everyone says they're a Pink Floyd fan, but really they're just a stoner. So
They work it.
yeah,
Hot Topic.
I don't like another book. In the
I don't
wall.
know. Like if you can.
I
name,
like what Alice Cooper did with his. And,
Yeah.
and, like that's
like
cool,
if you
but-
can name me an entire discography or an entire album of Pink Floyd songs, I'll like Dark Side of the Moon front to back.
He'll
give me
give
the
you
song names.
$100.
Yeah, $100 right now. Leave it in the comments, and I'll pay you.
Well, don't leave it at. Well,
Not really.
I was gonna say that's cheating. They can.
Yeah, Google is free.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you cop outs. You don't know it from your head. Loser. Anyways.
Massive. You know what else is massive? Massively overrated. Massively. I shouldn't have to skip through the first 2 minutes of a song to get to the good part and then skip the last 2 minutes of the song. And I know what you're gonna say. Oh, it's just Dark Side of the Moon.
It's
No,
an
all of it.
experience.
It's experience. I listened to all 22 minutes of the song Echoes. The worst 22 minutes of my life. I'll never get it back.
Not even
Never get it back.
Exist by A7X.
I will listen to a 15.5-minute song by Avenged Sevenfold any day of the week.
Fair enough.
And
I just don't like long songs.
I like Wish You Were Here, but hot take, Avenged Sevenfold's cover is pretty good. And rather listen to that than so I'm really just trying to make Big E just lose his shit right now.
Do you know what else is massive?
That's what I said.
Oh boy.
The subscribe button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably the
Be
biggest
sure to
button on
click
your
it.
screen right now. So you've got to
Yeah.
touch that thing.
You gotta touch that subscribe button,
Yeah.
like, comment, chew us all out for our hot and terrible and
Let's hear
good
what you
takes.
think. I want to hear your
Yeah.
Yeah,
opinions.
Daniel doesn't think people over the age of 30 listen to Van Halen. Apparently,
If you know who Mayday Parade is,
Under
please,
the- under the-
please
I
give
know
me
who
a
made
shout
it
out.
is. I've seen them.
They're
live.
so
I'm
good.
sorry.
They're
Did
so
you,
good.
Was it free? Did you?
It was
did
at
they
the
pay
SAD
you?
Summerfest back in 2022.
So good.
So they paid you. Got it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyways, let
I
us-
had one more. Just
Okay.
real quick. Bowling for Soup. Underrated, overrated.
Who's that?
They have one song, right?
Underrated. No, they have many.
take one guess and lowball.
All of them underrated.
All of them suck. I would say they're properly rated. They had their hits, and I think they were a staple for pop punk. But I don't think they're overrated or underrated.
I think they're underrated. I think they deserve more.
Okay, maybe
I think they've
take
reached
back.
their peak already a long time
Well,
ago.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
because
I think I like
that's not
that
just
one
because I'm
song,
friends with
therefore.
Jared or anything. But, oh, well.
1985.
Yeah, I like that one song. myself.
Yeah, I would maybe retract and say underrated. Yeah, I think they have a lot more songs that
Yeah,
should have been
because
popular
when you
and
tell them when you tell people they're like the guy or they're the band that made the Phineas and Ferb theme song,
Yeah.
they're like, what? No way.
yeah,
I'm
and then
like,
they go
yeah.
down the rabbit hole and
I was gonna say
Yeah.
they continue their day, but
Anyways, like
All
Dylan
right.
said, smash that subscribe button, like, comment, tell us what our takes were. If you didn't like them, a band you want us to discuss in the future episodes, maybe we'll have these guys back on. Thank you guys for coming on and being here for this
Thank
week
you
of
for having us.
episodes. And
Hell
maybe
yeah.
we'll bring you back by popular demand.
Hell yeah.
Anyways,
Do you guys want us back? Comment below.
please
hit
don't.
that freaking subscribe
Hit the
button,
subscribe
man.
button and we'll come back.
All righty, guys.
All right.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.